Do you know what the word power was defined as? Such an absence of external restriction and limitation that it depends only upon the inward determination of the subject whether or not it will act. Such an absence of external restriction and limitation that it depends only upon the inward determination of the subject whether or not it will act. I went and processed people. It was all definition processing. Ron said, you get the definition, you process them on the definition. I say, what external restrictions do you feel you have? Give me one. I can't walk through a wall. Good. Very good. Okay. Now consider that you can. Next. What other restriction? In the Phoenix lectures, training is immensely valuable. Under consideration and isness, Ron said, you know, I haven't written much about the subject of consideration. There isn't much to say about considerations because all things are a consideration of the consideration. So if you consider something which is considerable, why you have considered it. See, so by definition, when you no longer have the concept that you are restricted by external sources, by the church, by the government, by anything or anyone, you are OT. Isn't that the way you felt when you got keyed out OT? You felt there were no restrictions? And then you bought back into the belief that you must be nuts, there really are. I'm going to end off with this. How much time have I got? 8:40, 20 minutes. Allow yourself to be big. Imagine yourself walking 100 feet down the street, carefully not to squish the humans. Right? As big as the universe. Imagine yourself as the source of the universe because you are. I went and redid OT2. They moved me off of OT2 originally because they said, you got to go do OT3. But I says, I'm not getting a gain out of OT2. I got to finish OT2. No, you got to go to OT3. I said, I paid $1,400 for OT2, and I'm not going on to with no gains. Well, they finally convinced me to, and after I did it, I went, to hell with you, I'll go back do OT2. And I went back and I did OT2 to the point where the universe was literally turning on and off. Click, 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 click. There, not there. There, not there. There, not there. By my thought. It's there, it's not there. An infinity of viewpoints. Go ahead and get them. Please cease judging other people. All it does is give you misery. People do what they do. My wife used to say, what will people think if I do this? Everything that can be thought. If it can be thought, somebody will think it. So what? If it can be done, somebody will do it. Are you going to oppose their viewpoints? You're going to have a war. I'm going to war with the people that are warring. I will oppose the government. You're warring with the government. Don't oppose them. Invite them to expand their awareness. I struggled for years. How do you resolve this? Ron gave us the answer. You increase people's awareness, and that's what I'm intending to do. I'm entertaining them into an awareness. How do you handle the New World Order? I knew about them. My bookie father told me about them when I was a kid. How do you handle them? You don't oppose their viewpoint, they'll bury you. What do? You expand their awareness to the point where they realize that it is in their vested interest to support the freedom of every man, woman, and child, because when they do, the quality of their life is 10,000 times more than it was at their highest moment of joy. just to present that idea. You have no idea how magnificent your life could get. Really? Entertainment. In my theme park, Wonder World, it's a living invitation to make life wonderful, coupled to all the know-how to make it happen. Ron gave all the know-how. And we entertain people in it. There's a pavilion in here called the Emotions Pavilion, dedicated to Ron, that I designed. If any of you, how many have been to EPCOT in Disney World? EPCOT, Walt Disney's experimental prototype community of tomorrow. At least that was what it was supposed to be. Yeah, that's what it was supposed to be. Yeah. He didn't have the technology to pull it off. We do. In the Emotions Pavilion, there's a huge spiral coming out of the ground with the most base emotions and the highest and grandest emotions up at the top of it. A big facade rotating from the base emotions, Ron's expanded note of mystery scale. Yeah. You go into the pre-show. It's a huge oval show. And around you in an oval, the motion pictures are being projected of the gamut of human emotions, from the most base and gross and pathetic emotions up to the highest of the emotions. As the doors to the pre-show close, the room goes momentarily pitch black. And a beautiful woman materializes floating in the middle of the room. We're going to use Jerry Ryan, who played 7 of 9 in the Star Trek series. Here she's called One of One. And she says, first of all, we wish to assure you that there never was any devious intent in creating the course that you are about to experience. It was simply that the elders realized that Earth was on the threshold of openly accepting aliens from other worlds, but was not quite ready to do so. Hence it was decided that we would blend unobtrusively into your culture to assist you with your decision to one day be part of the United Association of Worlds. To do this, we had to know how humans created their emotions. Hence this emotions mastery course, which you will be experiencing. Professor Feeling, the originator of the course, is with us today. And once again, we wish to assure you that there never was any devious intent in creating the course, and she vanishes. And you go into a theater, a main theater. As the doors close, the theater begins to turn on a huge carousel, and the curtains open, and you meet this wild Christopher Lloyd type of creature who is saying, value, value, value is the key. Humans value things. They value their loved ones. They value their wallets. They value their thoughts. They value their ideas. Value is the key. When they have the idea that the value may go away, they feel fear. When they have the idea that the value is gone, they feel sad. When they have the idea there is no value, they become apathetic. When they have the idea that someone is preventing them from getting the value they choose, they get angry. And when they perceive the value present, they feel joy. He has the shame, blame, and regret quartet. One's got 2 heads, so it's a quartet. He has the Angry Dogs 4. All a musical adventure that takes you on a trip from the most base human emotions, the thoughts we think that generate those emotions, that Ron invited me to discover, and I did. And in a musical, entertaining way, people go from the basest emotions up to the most glorious, realizing that it is their thoughts regarding the subject of value, its presence or absence, that determines the emotions they experience at any given moment. They exit into a huge hands-on area of interactive computer games and software that enables them to discover the thoughts that enable them to produce the emotions that either prevent them from achieving their dreams or catapult them forward. and they are invited to connect into the Wonder World University of the Air, where at home they can do a human emotions mastery course based on Hubbard's wisdoms and the wisdoms of the ages, and free themselves. And it goes on and on like that. The Time Mastery Pavilion, the Universe Mastery Pavilion. I want to end off with this. This will take about 12 minutes. Is that okay? Yes. I invite you to see life as it is. Not as, correction, gone. I invite you to see life as you wish it to be, as if it already existed that way. We get what we put our attention on. We get what we feed our energy to. If crap is going on, admire the crap. Ron said that which is not admired tends to persist. Oh, the person declared you suppressive? Yes. Did they do a good job? Excellent.